This is the most ridiculed, most hated government president in the history of the Republic of Kenya. And why is that the issue? The reason is this is a government of liars, lying. They lied about the economy. They lied about health. They lied about national debt, education, cohesion. Today, they are characterizing a region in Kenya as being against them. So the president and government has become a target because they have failed, they have lied to Kenyans. And honestly, President William Ruto and his people are actually asking a date with the ICC in the coming years. And I hope that actually happens. The current enemy Kenya has is the current government and the person of William Samoei Arap Ruto. And first of all, let's be very clear. There is a false narrative being propagated by the state and surrogates like Sosion, claiming that there is a state of anarchy in Kenya. What a travesty. First of all, I think Honorable Sosion and his ilk needs to read Article 1 of the Constitution of Kenya, together with Article 37 of the Constitution. And let me take this time to explain to them. Article 1 of the Constitution of Kenya talks about the sovereign power and authority vesting in the people to exercise it directly or indirectly through their elected representatives. Now, when the elected representatives fail to exercise that sovereign power and authority, it is upon the people to actually take up that power. Now, let's fast forward to Article 37 of the Constitution. Article 37 of the Constitution talks about the picketing, demonstration, and all that. It is not. May I remind Honorable Sosion and others that the social contract between the people and the state is a delegated authority where government of the day implements the will of the people. When the government of the day fails to implement that will of the people must take over that power back. So demonstrations, as we have seen them on the streets, Article 37 of the Constitution of Kenya gives Kenyans back that duty and power to take back back their sovereignty when you have a failed government like we have today. When William Samoei Ruto, Murkomen and others, Nelson Koech said that shoot to kill or shoot to maim, the question we should be asking ourselves, who actually is instigating that violence? So this false narrative that is terrorism. For example, from government officials, they talk about attempted coup. Now, if you say there's attempted coup, let's read those words carefully. Attempted coup by who? If you are not able to tell us who actually attempted that coup, then we are saying there is a failure of our intelligence services in this country. They ought to have said who actually sat down somewhere and planned the coup that they are talking about to have been attempted. So, to Honorable Sosion and the rest, it is very sad to hear you claim that you organized the most demonstration, but you have not really read Article 37 of the Constitution. We go back to 2024, last year. You have got Kenyans, young Kenyans, armed with a flag, a bottle of water, and with a phone, chanting, "We are peaceful, we are peaceful, we are peaceful." Who shoots at them? Who fires, tear gas canisters at them? It is the state of Kenya that does that. It is the people's employees, the police, the Kenya government that does that. So really, in a nutshell, we are saying that I think this false narrative that there is anarchy in Kenya, there is attempted terrorism in Kenya. I mean, If you know there's attempted terrorism, who are actually organizing this terrorism? Are you telling us that arms of government are then failing to actually disclose who are these people? The truth for the matter, Dibal, and everybody listening here, is that this is the most ridiculed, most hated government president in the history of the Republic of Kenya. And why is that the issue? The reason is this is a government of liars, lying. They lied about the economy. They lied about health. They lied about national debt, education, cohesion. Today, they are characterizing a region in Kenya as being against them. As the phrase that we are all Kikuyus. Not that we embrace that ideology, but why is it that today you are saying Kikuyus are bad people when it's about the Kikuyu or the Murima region that actually gave you the presidency? So the president and government has become a target because they have failed, they have lied to Kenyans. And honestly, President William Ruto and his people are actually asking a date with the ICC in the coming years, and I hope that actually happens. Because, for example, when Ipchumba Murkomen spoke about shoot to kill, and he said these are orders from above. Then thereafter, we had the president himself say, yes, shoot them, but don't kill them. Shoot them in the leg. It was a confirmation that it is President William Ruto who actually gave the instructions of shoot to kill on Kenyans peaceably demonstrating and invoking Article 37 of the Constitution. And if you are to read Article 37 of the Constitution very carefully, there are no restrictions. They can go to State House, they can go anywhere, picket, and demonstrate, so long as it's peaceably. And the truth be told, if you look at those demonstrations, none of the demonstrators were armed except for the goons that were hired. And if we had intelligence service in this country that is working, they then ought to have told us who are the people who actually organize these goons. We are in the era of we are in the 21st century. Information is everything. We can see from social media that there are people in government who actually organize this. So it's really disappointing for me to hear Honorable William Sossion try to defend this government. I know it's very, very hard and difficult to defend a failing regime, a regime that came under lies. Nibal, I'll stop there unless there's any specific questions to me.
Right, and yes, I'll ask you just one more question before you sign off, just briefly. So, you, as the leader of the Third Way Alliance, are you also planning or to be part of the United Opposition Kenya, or are you just speaking from a position of your party alone, or what is your collective sleeve? Just briefly before we go to Ambassador Josephine Ojiambo and Tony Gashoka as well, and that kind of thing.
Okay, so one of the challenges I think I have as a person and as even a leader of That Way Alliance Kenya is that there's been a lot of political convenience happening. People who, for example, are not in government all of a sudden become opposition. I have a problem with. There is an overall need to change the current regime. When people talk about, the conclave or dialogue, I would rather go the way of a commission of inquiry as to who actually committed the crimes they committed against Kenyans, who killed our kids on the streets. So I am not for all this idea of I joined opposition, because unfortunately some of them are actually acting like jilted lovers. However, there is a concurrence that the current enemy Kenya has is the current government and the person of William Samoei Arap Ruto. And by the way, while on it, I don't know why Kenyans are surprised that William Ruto is not respecting the Constitution of Kenya. Go back to 2010. The person who mounted a campaign against the current Constitution of Kenya was William Ruto. So Why are we surprised that he is not respecting this constitution, and especially Article 37 of the Constitution? So I think if there is any amendment to be made in the current constitution, is Article 1 to enable Kenyans either to go to a referendum to fire a failing government. Let me ask a rhetorical question, Debal. If today your employee stole from you and you actually establish, yes, this employee stole or lied to me, what do? You fire them. So we must amend Article 1, and I'm more than happy to craft an amendment to that Article 1 where Kenyans can actually fire a failing government.